Hello, YouTube. Hello, Spotify. My name is Bruna, and I am hosting this immersion today. And we're talking today about the relationship between favela and culture. Today, I have with me Ricardo, Diego, Jefferson, and Luis. And this is going to be a conversation. We're not here to teach, correct, or judge. Talk and Talk is a platform to practice languages, English, Spanish, French, and Italian. Well, I think that's it. Today I won't split us, so I will start with the introductions. Jefferson, can you please introduce yourself, please?
Okay, of course. Good morning, guys. I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás. I'm economist, professor of Catholic University of Goiás. It's a pleasure to be here to talk with this word only in Portuguese, favelas.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the subject. I tried to challenge myself to bring it, and I think it's going to be a challenge for us, but a good one, a good challenge. Luis, how about you?
Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Luis. I have 28. I live in Minas Gerais, in a city called Martim Campos. It's a small city. I work with IT. I like dogs. I like to ride a bike, and I'm here on TNT since last September, I think. And it's a pleasure to be here with all you and to talk about this subject.
It's a pleasure to have you here with us too. Ricardo, your turn.
Well, I'm Ricardo. I would like to say some things because Jefferson love when I tell about it. I live at São Vicente, is the best and the first city of Brazil. And well, I'm married. I have a daughter. I have 2 pets. I love watching movies, hang out with my friends and family, dancing. And well, that's it. Well, I'm here again to try to learn this tough language. That's
Yes,
it.
you're doing great. You're doing great. Very good. Welcome aboard again. And how about you, Diego? Last but not least.
Okay, my name is Diego. I am 25 years old. I like to play sport. I like to hang out with friends. I have a cat. Her name is Mel. She is my little girl. And that's it. A simple resume.
Amazing. And where do you live?
I live in Belém of Pará
Belém.
State.
All right. Very good. Welcome aboard. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And I will start from you, Diego. What do you think a favela is? Like, how can we define favelas? And do you know how they were found? Do you have any idea of how favelas started?
I think that favela started when the slave was, end in Brazil. So these people don't have where to go. So they moved to, isolate neighborhood that was just a jungle in that time. So the people moved to there, and as the years was going ahead, more people were moving to that place. So I think that was forming the favela, that way was building. When people that don't have a house, don't have a home, don't have a place to go, they are moved to there. So in that way, the favela was building.
Yes, very good. I was trying to find an article here, and I think also because of the prices, maybe to live in the countryside or to live like in the center of the cities, right? And then they found a solution to live in the outskirts of the city for like a cheaper price to build their own places, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much. And how about you, Jefferson? Do you have more details? How would you define favela if you need it?
For me, favela is informal settlement or is slums that are typically found in urban areas in Brazil, like in Rocinha, for example, in Rio de Janeiro. I think the overpopulation of Brazil, I think, is Rocinha. And I remember the movie City of God in Rio de Janeiro is the same. And you have near you Paraisópolis and Heliópolis. So many guys living in which way? Poverty, too much poverty. As you said, and overcrowded, too many people at the same place with inadequate infrastructure, unfortunately. And as you said, you must to pay the bills, and they need to leave the workers, the place that must to work. So most of the favelas are near downtown. It's too expensive to live far away. I imagine the guys spend 3-4 hours to take a bus to go to the job. I think it's not so easy. That's it.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much for sharing. I think that's it. Like you said, something nice about the infrastructure, that maybe because of the speed it grew, and of the money too, like it was created, and the infrastructure might not be the ideal, right? But it's nice to see, for example, nowadays we have architects creating and like building houses that are well built, and with a safe structure. So I think it's changing, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing. I will ask Ricardo, now that we had the highlights with Diego and Jeff about the meaning. I think we can talk now about the role of music in favela culture. How do you think, or how important is music in this culture, Ricardo?
What kind of music normally is associated to favela?
Not only the kind of music, but the importance of music for the community,
Well, this topic is a little polemic, but there are, when you talking about favela, normally is associated to prejudice and the bad things, and but I believe that is 2 points of view, and one of them is not correlated to prejudice. Well, essentially, it's not a good. These people that living in habitation like that is not have exactly a good conditions. They don't have normally, because there are some places that is electric power and others things, but essentially they don't have basic conditions like water. I'm not sure how do you say esgoto in English, and and other things like schools. Normally, schools and the transportation is so far away from these places, and the jobs too. Normally, the people have to go to the long distance to reach jobs and things. So I believe that, well, maybe you could live on these places and you are a proud man about it. But normally there are a lot of violence. So these people have to lead with violence every day. So I believe it's the best options if the governments could improve the situation, change the people from this place, because normally these places are located in the nature. The environment is normally placed in nature, preserved nature places or something like that. So I believe that is one of the Brazilians' rights is you should have a house, but normally it's not happen.
Yeah.
So I believe that is the better option is change these people from another better place. That's it.
All right. Ricardo, what about the music? I will ask Luis now because you didn't
Oh yeah.
answer yet.
Yeah.
Luis.
Well, normally there are a typical music is I don't know, but in my opinion, it's not. For example, funk is correlated to favela. Normally, I believe that is this kind of music, raps, samba, in another music style, is associated to uh, is a popular Brazilian music, in my opinion, because it's possible to find these styles on a lot of different places. But essentially, there are more popular music in favela because these styles of music normally is correlated to this kind of condition.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Luis, what do you think about it? What is the importance of music in this community, this favela?
Well, could you repeat your question, please? I didn't get the last words.
Yeah, what is the role of music in favela culture?
Okay, well, for me, it's very important, really very important, because all the music that came from favela, it's a popular music expression, all right? This came from the people, all right? This is not a business, most part of them, of course. Of course, that could have a business music from there, because this can achieve a lot of people, but most part of them, in my point of view, are not a business music, all right? I think that it's more related to a popular expression than something like this, all right? I've been read some months ago that when Chorinho started, almost 100 years ago, a lot of people say the same that are saying about funk nowadays. Oh, this is a bad music, this is not art, this is not music, but this was a popular expression, all right? And maybe in the future we can see something like this, all right? I'm not comparing the music, of course, but in some proportional could be compared. Yes, and that's it. I'm not a specialist in music, of course, but that's okay.
Amazing. Yes, and it's all right. We're here just to discuss and bring up some ideas. And yes, I really liked what you said. I think the music is really important in the culture because they talk about the reality of the population, right? Like Ricardo was like talking about rap and everything. And I think it like literally tells the story and the reality of these people. So it's really important. Even funk, like it is really, it really talks about their reality too. So I think it's nice. I will keep changing questions just to because I don't know if these questions are so easy to answer. So I will go with another one about the importance of education, and I will direct this question to Jefferson. How can education help or improve the lives of these residents? You know, what role does education play in improving these lives?
I will answer with the last question. I think it's very important
Do
because
you want to answer the one about the music? Oh, your voice is really low now that you are with the microphone.
okay, I'll
That's better,
change.
yeah.
Okay, but I think education in favelas music is very important because it's a heartbeat of a people that suffer a lot about your struggles, about your adversities, about the loss of their spirited, about the sound of resistance. They resisted for so many things in a society that ignore a lot of their plight, your hopes. And I think favelas music and education is a kind of hope, a hope and a kind of joy that the guys that live in favela with most difficult circumstance can have a better life. So for me, this express the voice of experience, the voice of struggles through lyrics to education, different kind of education. And for me, this is very important. And not with prejudice, as we sometimes will see.
Yes, I loved it. Yes, I think it's really, at least for me, it's really sad when I see people complaining or saying that funk is not culture or funk's not important, because I know the lyrics, sometimes they are not the best ones, but it talks about their reality, right? So it's hard to judge. So I totally agree with you, Jefferson. Thank you so much for sharing. Diego, and how about you? If you want to talk about the music, it's all right too, but like you can bring a little about music and about the education. Okay.
Right. I want to talk about education. I think education is important to them to know how that place was built before. It's important because it could improve them, improve their life to get a better life, better opportunities. It's not because they was born in favela, they should live the entire life there in that place. We know some places in favela is good, but some not. As Ricardo said, they don't have savage. Everything is improved, is making gambiarra, as we said in Brazil. So I think education is important to them because they can know their past and they can compare how the time was before and how it was nowadays.
Amazing. And I think education saves lives, right? So I think it can give them also a perspective, right? Like
Yeah.
that they can. I don't think everybody should leave favela or that should stop living there because it's their story, right? Like they were born there. It's the place where they were born, but at least have a better quality or have a better place and increase the place, right? I think it is important when you are educated, when you can see like perspective, right? Yeah, I loved it. Very good. Thank you so much, Diego. Guys,
Welcome.
I will skip to question number 7 now about the misconceptions. What are some misconceptions about favela and favela culture? Luis, I will start from you.
Well, it's a little bit hard to answer this, I think, but maybe a lot of people have a wrong vision about the people who are living in favela, right? Maybe they think that as you saw in the video, all right, a lot of people lost opportunity just because they are living, they put the address, but there is a lot of people there like me and like all of us. Maybe the wrong person who do wrong things have living there, but in the same proportion of any other city, all right? I think even in my city, there is a lot of right and wrong people in this, maybe in the same proportion, all right? I think this is a misconception, all right?
I loved it.
Uh,
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, and I think that there is a lot of good things there, all right? The people organize itself, the people fight for better conditions, all right? I think even in any other city, like in other city. That's it.
Yeah, I loved it. I think it's really nice what you said about them being seen as bad or violent people, right? That is not true. It's not everybody who lives there that are criminals, right? But I think when you don't have the knowledge, everybody, like for those who don't want to learn more about them, everybody's a criminal. They don't want to work. They just want to steal people, and it's really difficult. Yeah. Thank you so much, Liz. I loved it. How do you see it, Jeff? What are some misconceptions?
Thousands of misconceptions. Thousands of misconceptions. The guys used to say they can't solve your problems. It's not the reality. They think critically and creatively with so many experience that we saw in these realities. So it's a kind of prejudice. And the other prejudice of the guys are laser guys. It's not the reality. It's not the lazy guys. They improve a lot. I think they have the sense of purpose. They have the reason. They have dreams like us that live in a good house. And what else? And misconception about education, as you said, I think is the same. I see, for example, we have in São Paulo, Tabata, the deputy, what the name Tabata from PDT, Tabata Amaral.
Habit.
Is a deputy, yeah, federal
Tabata.
deputy, that she spent your whole life in a favela, I think Higienópolis. I don't know, remember the name of the favela now. And she studied a lot. She went to Harvard. She studied and had good grades in Harvard. And now is a good deputy. It's a good deputy, federal deputy that represents part of São Paulo. Something that is amazing. And
That's
sometimes we used to think it's impossible, a guy from favela to study in Harvard. And we have so many cases. I was reading about this. We have one guy from Recife, favelas from Recife, one guy from favelas Manaus, and this other example from São Paulo.
Amazing. I loved it. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, and I can agree more with you. Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. Awesome. I'm really enjoying the ideas you're bringing. Ricardo, can you think of more misconceptions?
Well, I believe that is because the place and the conditions and it's difficult to assess this place. So a lot of bad persons live in this place because it's difficult to the policemen arrive on this place. So there are a lot of criminals usually, and normally there are association if a bad persons, just bad persons living on favelas. But about the culture and music, particular funk, I believe that if you have curses, bad words, or something like that in electronic music or classical music or even opera, maybe you could have some kind of prejudice, or you evaluate like a bad thing if you use these words in opera, for example. I believe that there are two situations, because there are some funks or another kind of music that's the people don't use this word. So I believe that just kids could listen to this kind of music, for example, and don't have any problem. But
Yeah.
that's it.
Amazing, amazing, very good. Yes, it's true, and a lot of kinds of music, they also have these curtain words or these
Yeah.
things that sometimes we
Or
don't
tell
know.
or tell bad things about women's, no?
Yeah,
Too.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Very good. Thank you so much. Diego, and you share with us
Mm,
the misconceptions.
what? Okay.
God voice. Huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Diego, God voice. Oh, Diego starts to talk. Everyone stop and listen.
Such a beautiful voice. That's true.
Thank you. The misconception about favela culture, that there are a lot. I like music. In favela culture, samba, some funk. I like, how can I say, funk stuff too. That is a jazz, but more with more speed. I like that. It was born in USA, but in Brazil we have some bands that adapted the music style. Mm, I think that's it. A simple examples.
Very good. Well, your voice is really beautiful. I didn't notice. If Ricardo hadn't said anything, I wouldn't pay attention. Amazing voice. Very good. Well, and I will keep with you, Diego, in the eighth question. What lessons can be learned from favela culture about community?
What we can learn about favela, about community. I think
Yes.
in favela they always are looking forward to help each other, to support each other. If a neighbor is in trouble, they are there to help them. I think that there is this, how can I say, this friendship spirit. I think they are very, very unit. If something is in trouble, they are there to help them. We see when I see it when there are a lot of rain there and some house get destroyed. So the neighborhood are there to help the people that got the house destroyed. So I think we can learn it with them.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I think mainly in these moments where we can see, for example, it's something that I have already seen. For example, those thieves. How can I say this? Criminals, like traficants, that they
Drug
usually,
dealer, it could be.
yeah, sometimes they are, right, like drug dealers. They sometimes they share some, or they put some banners around the community saying, like, take care of the women, take care of children, like just warning people to don't hurt anyone, or like. So it's nice to see that even that they are worried about these things, and they care about uh, children and women and the community, so it's really, really nice. Yeah. Jeff, share with us what other lessons can we learn?
Yeah, it's the first. I agree with Diego. The importance of solidarity. It's very, very common in favela. The residents rely or support a lot of guys with child care resources, sometimes with money, sometimes constructing the house of the residents, or sometimes provide emotional support. In some cases, that's very interesting. And they talk a lot about so many things. And the other that I remember, I love this example, is the power of creativity. And all the time I used to say to my students about, for example, in Rio de Janeiro, Escola de Samba. So we can see many poor guys, they spend money and work for all the year and put in the avenue the gorgeous, the beautiful things from Escola de Samba. It's something that very amazing. This express the connected, their experience, their value, their creativity. So this is, for me, it's very powerful, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I loved it. Yes, it's true. Like to be creative with not much, right? I think this is really really important, and I couldn't agree more. I think escolas de samba or samba schools, they are a good example of music, of education, of the idea of community, right? As we were saying. So very good. Amazing, Jeff. I'm really enjoying your answers today. Thank you so much for bringing this knowledge. And how about you, Luis?
Well, I totally agree with Diego and Jefferson. And I think that I would like to add that I think that the people who came from favela have a better view of the society as general, right? Because I don't know why, but I think that maybe they are clever than a people who don't come from favela, but have less opportunity, all right? And when they have one opportunity, they just need to take. All right, I think that's it. I don't have too much to add about this question, but
No, it's all right.
it.
It's very good, very good. I liked it, yeah, and it's nice what you said, because they need to take advantage of what they have, and when there is a chance taken, otherwise the chance may not come again, or it might take some time to come. So it's important to
Yes. Something like this. I think that I've been seeing a lot of people asking for minimal state, all right? Maybe favela could be an example of minimal state, because the state doesn't go to there with a lot of programs, all right? And this turn their life a little bit difficult, I think. And that's it.
Amazing. I loved it, Luis. Yes, I didn't think about it, but I agree with you. Very good. Guys, and how can people outside of favela support and uplift the culture and people who live there? I was skipping to question number 9. Ricardo, what do you think?
Well, I had an experience about this topic because I was invited to a party, a birthday party in São Paulo some time ago, and my colleague, my friend, live at a place, a fancy place. But when I arrived at this place, he's very close. It's the same street on the Favela Paraisópolis, and that's really different because there are a fancy building. There are fancy buildings, and the other side there are poor buildings, poor conditions, and on the certain time there are how do you say, it's like a party baile or something, baile de favela, and there are a lot of people from these fancy places that visit and enjoy this party, and that's really really incredible, because in the Paraisópolis there are bank agencies, there are mail post office, and there are my friend actually work with how do you say eyebrow is a technique to paint or put more hair, or it's like a tattoo on your brow. So this kind of technique is very expensive, and my friend don't have enough time to attend every woman. There are men too, but essentially it's women that use this service. And I believe that is weird, because there are much money and the poor conditions the same time, the same place. And not there are some people come from the different place to receive this kind of service, but there are some people that live at favela and they use this kind of service and they pay a higher price. That's
true.
incredible.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I think that's the point, try to I think it is important to have the knowledge about and to have access to these people. I think the most important thing we can do to uplift the culture is knowing it, right? Like not judging without having the knowledge. I think this can be a good first step to.
I confess that I have a fear, because when my friends tell about it, I don't know the exact place. I put the address on the GPS, the Waze, and I was driving a fancy avenue. I don't remember the name. And I was of the most fancy streets, and I was driving, and I watch a policeman. When I turn on the right side, I was on the favela, and that's well, what happened? That's weird.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much for sharing. Jeff, your turn. What can we do to uplift and support the culture and the people who live there?
Well, I did work a long time ago with the Arquidiocese de Goiânia in Favela, near here, Goiânia. And I support them how to lead with money, about financial, personal money, how you must spend, how to save money, and the best way to lead with money, something very interesting. And you can support it too with education, as I said. You can go there and to give classes, different kind of classes about economics, about support, about cultures and other things. What else? You may support it. We have creative tools today that you can tackle, and I did this with the guys there, like Canvas or Canva. It's very important to work with this. It's very interesting because very creative. You can see all the challenges or the goals or the targets of the favelas people, and you can put all of this in Canvas and try to organize the knowledge to solve a lot of problems.
Canvas, giving like not the website Canvas, right? But the Canvas,
the tool.
Like
the tool, yeah. I work with this, yeah.
Okay.
It's something very amazing.
It's a concept,
Yeah. You have other kinds. We have smarts and other tools. It's very interesting, yeah.
I didn't know
Smarts,
about it. Yeah, I will take a look at it. Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah. Diego, how about you? What do you think we can do to contribute and to uplift this community?
Okay, we can do this, give opportunities to the younger guys, to the girls, the boys, the whole people there. If they are applying to a job, we give the opportunity, not, I'm gonna say, discrimination. The guy just because he live in a favela, how happens nowadays in some case that I saw some posts on internet that people related. I think we can, how can I say, encourage social project, as there is a classical musician group that are formed just with people from communities. So they travel around the world, make some concerts of classical music. And I think that is very good because in favela, we had a lot of talent we have. So these people just need one opportunity to make it different because they have a lot of talent, and they just need one opportunity to prove it to they know that these people have a talent that just not need a incentivation to they discover it. And
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, like you said something important about these like projects of music, of um teaching them how to play instruments, right? I know Heliopolis Orchestra is like really big and they always travel to other places. My cousin took classes with them, you know, at Heliopolis and in the school of music from there, and it's an amazing initiative. The support they have, and I think this is really nice. You said something important about hiring and giving opportunity, right? I think
yeah,
companies should hire like people from these places or look for talent from these areas. You know, I think this is essential to give them the chance um, to have a good quality of life, to have good jobs, good opportunities. I think this is essential, like programs for the community, for the favelas, right? I really liked it. And how about you, Luis? Last but not least.
Uh, I totally agree with all you, and I believe in education with a transformation tool, all right? I think that this is the way, not just for to be hired in a good company, but to think more critically about all the aspects of our life, all right? And that's it. I think that we need to improve in education, in the maybe in health, all right, health system with a lot of neighbors, not, I don't know how can I say, but a parte sanitária, a parte de tratamento, I think that this helps with the health in general, and that's it. I don't have too much to add, but that's it in general.
No, it's amazing. Yeah, it's true. Just like Ricardo said, I think sewage, right? Like
Yes.
when this is really important, and it needs to be it influences health, right? Like these when the sewage not treated, it can bring a lot of diseases. So it's complicated. I agree with you. Yeah. Guys, that's it. Oh my God, there was such a difficult conversation for me, at least guiding it. And I don't know how it was for you, but I suffered a little, but it's okay. We are here to challenge ourselves, right? I hope you guys have enjoyed. How was the experience for you, Ricardo? Did you like the subject? Was it too difficult?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's great. It's a great opportunity to listen to God, my friend Diego, and the experience from Jefferson, and the very beautiful person Luis. Is a nice face. Just kidding, my friend Luis. And the it's is more talk and talk is more than just English, né? And sometimes this conversation lead our mind for another place, because sometimes I don't think about a specific topic and situation, and when you talk and you think the same way, and you listen to your colleagues or friends, né? Because I sometimes I talk more more to talk and talkers than on other people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I will ask just Jeff, how was it for you, Jeff? This subject, did you like it?
It's amazing. Today I learned a lot about favelas, resilience, cooperation, creativity, and
Yeah.
inclusivity. It's amazing. It's so nice to talk about this.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you for being so patient and collaborative too. I hope you guys have a great rest of week. Here you have the link to the survey. You can send your feedback, complaints, say what you think. Next week, we're going to talk about nonviolent communication. So you are more than invited to join me too. I think it's going to be a lighter subject, important and but lighter than today. All right. I hope you have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for coming, and see you.
See you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.